basketball!
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Good Morning Let's Basketball. We've got some interesting topics on the roster today. Tyrese Halliburton finally getting some help over in Indy, as well as some other Eastern Conference news. So we're looking forward to get into it. As always, thank you guys so much for continuing to follow and engage with our content. Make sure you guys smack that follow button or subscribe button. And then now we're going to go to Kevin for our first topic.
So jumping straight into the first topic today. If you guys didn't see our episode last week, which you should have, if you didn't, find it down below. We were trying to find teams to where Pascal Siakam could possibly land. And I can't remember what teams y'all guys said. I think someone said Mavericks.
It don't matter what we said. It don't matter what we said.
That is facts. It doesn't matter what you said. It matters what I said. Because I said I could see Pascal Siakam going to the Pacers. Spoke that shit into existence. Yesterday, get the news that Pascal Siakam was traded to the Indianapolis Pacers for Jordan Nwora, Bruce Brown, and 3 first-round picks. That caught me very unexpected, to be honest, just because, Pascal Siakam doesn't even know if he's going to play in the NBA next season, it seems like. He really doesn't know what fucking team he wants to go to. It seems like he didn't even want to leave Toronto. That's what my initial thought was. Like, it looked like he wanted to stay there, but they didn't really want him to stay there. Like,
it didn't make sense.
Yeah, the whole situation was terribly confusing just because he did want to test free agency, but he was willing to work with Toronto. When this trade went through with Indiana, he said that he's very eager to work with them in the offseason to come back. We'll see, because he has, depending if the Pacers make the playoffs or not, he'll have 4 months with this team before he's a free agent. So it's got to be a good 4 months.
Okay.
If they want to bring him back, they got to start winning games. Which I do think they will, but I'm going to let y'all tap into this real quick.
I'm pretty sure he said he planned on re-signing, right?
He did. He said he is eager to see what they have to offer in the offseason and work with them. He didn't really that's what he said, like in a little clip of him I saw. He didn't really say like, oh, I plan to re-sign. He said, I'm willing to work and see what they have to offer. But we also got to see how the season goes too.
The Raptors said that they did not plan on offering him a max contract during the season or like when he enters free agency as well. And what I thought I found was interesting about this Pascal Siakam trade was that they asked him in an interview who he'd like to play alongside with a while back. And he said his dream scenario was KD, and then the second ranked player was Miles Turner on his list.
That's so weird. Why?
Which I thought was random. And he said I guess this is a report from Sam Amick, and he said during all those years in Toronto, Siakam would tell people close to him how Turner was kind of the stretch 5 who would work wonders with his game. And after his dream scenario of the Raptors somehow landing Kevin Durant, league sources, Turner was up next on his personal list of players who he would like to play for.
You didn't get that from NBA Centel, did you?
Yeah.
No.
Miles Turner.
That's
ridiculous. A little off topic because I brought that up. I saw an NBA Centel Twitter post the other day, and it fucking got me again, bro. It was a Caitlin Clark highlight of like her hitting the game winner against Michigan State, I believe, and it said Caitlin Clark 60 points, 13 assists, and something else. And I was like, no fucking way she put that shit up in a college game. But then I saw who tweeted it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they fucking got me again.
Damn. There's some teams that like don't even put up 60 points a game in college basketball. So
she had 40, but that game, I think, but like 60, I don't know why it got me.
Yeah.
But kind of
I just fact checked myself. You made me second guess it. It is true. It's even posted on Hoops Hype, The Athletic, and stuff like that.
Hey, you know how we feel about Hoops Hype after seeing that list. Shout out Hoops Hype, but I don't know if they count as a credible source, Vic. You might want to triple check that shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch last episode. You'll find out real quick.
That was
last episode with
2 episodes ago. Sorry.
Episode with NTP when we had that guest on, we reacted to their top players list, and there was some questionable stuff. But kind of back to this trade, that's very interesting that Pascal Siakam said that out of anybody he could play with, it's Miles Turner. I never thought I'd ever hear anybody say that. That's like wanting to play for Doc Rivers. I'd say it's like pretty
We need to
similar.
coin the nickname the Magnet, bro. Miles Turner is the magnet. Who would have thought that that guy is the piece that brings in a an all-star to Indiana, man? That's crazy.
It's also just good to see Indiana have like another name. I mean, Indiana's been massively struggling the past decade, it seems like, after PG and Danny Granger have left. But so it's good to see that they had their star in Tyrese, they had their guy, which is good. But now that the fact that they have a second name in there, it's really good for them to see. Like I went into the reasons last episode, and I'll kind of like quickly reiterate them again. I feel like Pascal's going to fit pretty well, stretches the floor well. He's very versatile, both offensively and defensively. He can guard a lot of positions, and he can score at all three levels on offense as well. I think he'll fit in pretty well. Also, I think he'll help them a lot on offense too, because the Pacers, like, they're a young team and they really love to play fast, but sometimes they play a little bit too fast for their own good. So I can kind of see Pascal Siakam kind of being that guy to like slow it down at times. So I feel like he'll fit in pretty well, and I think they'll find some success. I believe they can finish. They can definitely finish, and they should finish top 5 in the Eastern Conference. Anything below that is unsuccessful, and Pascal Siakam will probably leave.
So I think this is at the very least interesting to talk about for me because I don't really see the Pacers as real contenders this year in the Eastern Conference. They're a good team, but I just think that they're missing too many things to get to that last stage. So, adding Siakam to me doesn't really add too much of anything really. But I will say that going forward, Siakam will help them win games. And if he does decide to stay on that team, this could be the beginning of something special in Indy. I think that if you start to make a team and you're starting with, I wouldn't say role players, but just really good guys that aren't necessarily stars, but just are proactive on the team and contribute something, I do think that it shows or it has some benefits. So Siakam and Tyrese, I think, is could be the beginning of something special if Siakam decides to stay here over the next year.
I think it's funny too, is like seeing all those memes about him like being wide open now, like under the rim, and somehow a Tyrese pass is just going to come into his hands. And I do think he'll fit in pretty good here. It doesn't seem like the Pacers are done making moves. It seems like they're going to still continue to try to bring in more pieces. They're looking to move on from Buddy Hield, who hasn't been playing that good this season. So maybe they could move away from him. And a piece that I was caught surprised by them moving was Bruce Brown to Toronto. But it's looking like Bruce Brown is not going to stay in Toronto. He might be traded to New York, or some other teams are looking to go after him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
that guy is made for a championship roster. Like he's the perfect 3-and-D player. Knows his role. If he's not on a contender, then I know he wasn't for the Pacers, but if the Raptors are going to get rid of him, he's got to go to a contender, I think. That guy could be huge for any team.
Facts. I did see earlier today when I was doing a little bit of research that then the Knicks were shopping for Bruce Brown, but they're also shopping Julius Randle as well, which I thought kind of caught me by surprise. But in trading for Bruce Brown, hypothetically, I don't believe they'll give up Julius Randle in that trade because it'd be just, I don't know how you would ever work that out. But if Bruce Brown does make his way to New York and they don't give up too much for him, I know they're trying to get rid of Quentin Grimes right now too. He's growing frustrated and he's expressed feelings about wanting to be traded. So obviously a swap Quentin Grimes, Bruce Brown, it's not going to work. There's going to have to be stuff in there. But if they can get Bruce Brown into New York, that'll be huge for them because they have OG and Bruce Brown, two very, very solid defenders, especially on the perimeter, which is really what they needed because their perimeter defense does really lack. They're good rebounding defensively. They're solid. In the paint defensively, they're serviceable. The only place that they struggle is really on the 3-point line. So getting Bruce Brown would be insanely huge for them.
He'd fit right in with Tibbs's play style of like defense. Knicks are really good on defense this season, and adding OG to that team has helped them tremendously. And if they added Bruce Brown, that'd be crazy. If you made it this far into the episode, we appreciate your guys' support. And if you could drop a like and a subscribe if you're enjoying the content so far, it helps us out tremendously. And if you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, to please give us a rating. We're almost at our goal for 30 ratings on there. And back to the episode.
You guys are sleeping on Quentin Grimes though. If the Raptors acquired Quentin Grimes, he also fits right into their timeline as he develops as a 3-point shooter. I feel like
Sure.
that's an underrated acquisition if they do decide to throw Grimes in the deal. So I think he fits seamlessly in Toronto as well. That could be kind of a win-win both sides. Obviously not straight up, but Quentin Grimes definitely should be a part of that deal, especially if he's expressed frustration.
I'm not gonna lie. Miles, I think it was you the other day that said that Toronto in a few years could be like pretty damn solid and pretty good. Someone said it. I can't remember if it was any of you three or who. Someone said it to me in life,
I'll go ahead and take credit
but
for that.
we'll go and give it to you because well, you're not gonna like the rest of what I'm gonna say.
I figured you love to hate on me on this pod.
And well, no, but it's just acquiring Quentin Grimes to Toronto and just like everything else that they have. I don't really see this team finding too much success with what they have and what they want to acquire
Is it
because
because, be honest, is it because they have RJ Barrett or is it
no,
is it something else? It's
it's a plethora of other things. RJ Barrett obviously fits into that. Scotty Barnes is their best player, 100%. We're gonna say that, and that's facts. He's playing very well this season.
right now, yeah.
Right now, he's this
Right.
point from this point right now and before he's been playing very well this season.
Yeah, there's no doubt Scotty Barnes is their best player right now.
100% their best player. He's definitely evolved this game a lot. But do you want to build around Scotty Barnes?
I don't I don't think that's a team that you necessarily have to like build around a player. I think Barnes and Barrett as a duo can be really good in a couple years. And they have quickly, and if Grimes develops almost like a 3-and-D player, they just got they got Pirtle too. Like they could be a dark horse team to make like a nice run in the playoffs. Obviously, they'll have to eventually make a trade for a star. No team wins without a star, but I mean, for what it's worth, like I don't know if right now they're trying to build around Scotty Barnes. It's almost like Barnes kind of I don't think it's a bad situation for him right now. I feel like they're on the right track. I mean, they are because they just blew up their team, but
For sure. I mean, I definitely agree with what you just said, and you kind of said what I was going to say next is, yeah, they can be a very solid team with what they have now and what they can acquire in Quentin Grimes. But to be that next level team, to be a contender in the East, especially against Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee, they're going to have to go get that guy, meaning that guy that they can go to. Like, that's their clear cut number one. Because duos definitely do work out. I mean, look at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're a really good duo. A lot of people say that Jaylen Brown is just a slightly worse version of Tatum. I hate to say worse, but like, you know what I mean. But
yeah.
it's clear cut who is number one on that team, and it's Jason Tatum.
Mhm.
But when you compare like RJ and Scotty to Jason and Jaylen, like it's just very big and very different. Obviously, they're both very young, but I think eventually they will have to go get that guy, spend some money, make a trade.
The thing is we're not 100% sure yet. I mean, they're so young. Like RJ or Scotty like can be that guy eventually.
I think to your point though, that is kind of the major risk, which I see sort of where Kevin's coming from. I think in that they have nothing right now, and if these players that they're developing don't start or don't actually pan out, they're in a really bad spot, and then they're starting from even a worse position than they were before all of this. So I think, like I said, if RJ is able to develop and Scotty, then fantastic. But if they aren't able to, the Raptors are in some deep shit, I think.
And I mean, I don't think they're in deep shit because they've hauled in a bunch of picks from moving OG and from moving Siakam. Obviously, the picks for Siakam aren't the greatest picks. I think they get the worst of like the Thunder, the Pacers, and the Jazz. They get like the worst of that pick. which is going to be low teens, high 20s. But I mean, there's still picks nonetheless. We see gold mines in the draft. We see people draft gems all the time. And the the Raptors also like they picked up Van Fleet and Siakam from the G League. I'm not sure if they drafted them, but they clearly have a knack for seeing talent. So I feel like they won't be in that big of an issue. And Scotty Barnes and RJ are so young that even if they do give up on them early and they don't see a future, like there are plenty of teams that are willing to pick them up too, that they could flip.
Scotty Barnes is going to be the face of this league.
Bruh,
No,
that's crazy. That's almost as crazy
that's
as
what
me saying the Raptors are going to be RJ Barrett's team.
that's what the head coach of the Raptors said. I don't know if you remember that press
Damn.
conference, but
What's his name? Darko? I don't know
yeah,
how to say his last name.
Darko. But yeah, with the Raptors trade and them getting 3 first-round picks from the Pacers, a lot of people were like skeptical, being like, "Oh, the Raptors fleeced the Pacers and stuff like that." Another thing too is like you don't know how those picks are going to turn out. That those picks could end up being busts or not really working out, and I think it's going to be a while before we see the Raptors truly come into their own. RJ Barrett's been playing really good in Toronto ever since he's came back home. Emmanuel quickly is going to grow into a role. Scotty Barnes has been having the best season of his career right now. And who knows what if they get Quentin Grimes, maybe he could develop there with playing good minutes and stuff. But they're Toronto's going to be in a rebuilding stage for a couple of years. I think they're planning to rebuild. They're adding all these picks, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the next couple of years. It seems like they don't want to go after a superstar just yet. I think they're planning to develop these stars.
Yeah, I think we're thinking way too far out, way too early. Like we haven't even seen what this team has been together for like I mean, we haven't even seen Bruce Brown play yet. Other than that, this team has been together for what, like 3 weeks, something like that. Not even. I think we're thinking way too far, way too early. I believe in them though. I do.
They've got potential.
Yeah,
At the
but that's
very
a part
least.
of debating too. Like whenever a new big three gets formed, like when Brad Beal joined the Suns, people were immediate to go into like, oh, this team's fucking ass, or this team's goated. So that's part of the fun of the debate is kind of just seeing like making predictions, seeing who's right, who's wrong. But 2 weeks is a lot of time.
What?
If I said 2 weeks is a lot of time. Usually, if you can't tell this team's going to win a finals the first 2 weeks, then you got to blow it up. I'm on my Gilbert Arena shit right now.
I was about to
You know,
say, what the fuck are you
if he ain't,
talking about?
Blow it up.
if they ain't averaging 25 by 20 years old, don't resign them.
Facts.
If the
Agreed.
team if the team isn't undefeated in the first 2 weeks that they're together, it's not happening.
If Bruce Brown
That's
doesn't
that
make
Lakers mentality.
all defensive team by the end of the season, then blow it up. It's over.
So where do
Well,
you guys see the Raptors ending up? Eastern rankings.
This
This
season,
year,
Yeah.
maybe playing at best.
I'll say
Low,
playing,
very
yeah.
low. I'd say max eighth seed, but probably a playing team could maybe upset a couple teams.
I'm gonna go max 7 seed.
Okay, that's not bad.
Seven's not
uh,
bad. They're currently 12th, 16 and 25. So they got a little mountain to climb.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say though about these rankings this year is that I have never seen so many teams locked in. I mean every 2 or 3 weeks or like every 2 weeks you see a different post of Bleacher Report being like, we can't see the Lakers anymore, we can't see the Warriors anymore because they've fallen below the play-in line. And it's like every single team is within like three wins or losses from each other. So it's just like I just wanted to point that out because right now it's like it is really a dog race in the league.
Yeah, the Pistons, the Spurs, and the Wizards are also 3 games within each other for some of the worst teams ever. Everyone can thank them for the current parity in the contenders because they're eating all the fucking losses.
Yeah. Alongside Pistons, Wizards, Hornets, Spurs all have single digit wins currently.
That's
It's just
rough.
crazy, bro. Like everyone talks about the Pistons, but the Wizards and Spurs are like also like
Yeah, I
Bro,
didn't know the
some of the
Spurs were
worst
only.
teams ever.
I didn't know the
bro,
Spurs were only like 3 away from having the same record as the
like
Pistons.
I'm gonna say this. I understand that the Pistons are fucking horrible. It doesn't take a genius to know that. They only have 4 wins. The Wizards only have 3 more wins. I think the Wizards are worse than the Pistons.
Yeah, I think, dude, for some reason,
Really?
I agree with that, man. I feel
You
like the
see what I'm saying?
Pistons like will wake up. Like I feel like it's just a matter of time before they wake up. Looking at that roster, bro, like there's no reason they should only have 4 wins. Like it should
Yeah.
be more.
Well, they've been in a lot of games too. Yeah, they've had games where they've been blown out, but they've been in a lot of games too, and especially against good teams. They're pretty damn young. They're incredibly young.
Their
So
average
they have
age right now is 23 years old.
That's
that's
ridiculous.
that is ridiculous. But like looking at they have a future, at least at the bare minimum, they have a future to be
Mm.
half decent in the Eastern Conference.
Bro,
The
Cade's going to be a
Wizards,
perennial all-star for sure.
Cade's going to be great. Duran is a beast. The Wizards do not have a future. They do not have a good coach.
Or front
Draft picks are
office.
shit.
Oh no,
Or from they
guys!
don't
I just
have
thought of something.
Wizards don't have anything. I think the Wizards are way worse and way worse off than the Pistons right now. Call me
Yeah.
No,
crazy,
that's
but
hey, no, I actually kind of do like that point. You're not wrong with that. But
Yeah.
Daniel, I know you've been waiting to say something. So what were you gonna say?
Well, honestly, now I don't remember, so just go on.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was gonna say like I believe in Ivy too. Bro has a ton of potential. Like
dude,
watching him, he's
that's what I
good,
was just
bro.
about to say.
That dude has like, besides Jalen Brown, if you would allow me to Celtics dick ride for a minute, Ivy has like the second fastest step I've ever seen in the NBA. Like that dude is quick, bro. He does
he
like
is.
the hezzy like blow by, dude. He gets to
Yeah.
the rim in a second. Like it is so fast.
I
All right.
remember watching him in college when he would do that same exact move when he was at Purdue, and I was like, "Yo, like the TV looks sped up when
Yeah,
this
dude,
dude's
it's
like making a move.
crazy.
He's insanely fast. He's a good shooter, serviceable defense.
He
He can be a very good player in this league.
What makes no sense to me is why Monty Williams decided to sit him on the bench for like up until like last week. He decided to finally play him more minutes, and then I think they ended up beating someone. Who was it that they beat?
Wizards.
Yeah, the
Wizards, yeah,
Wizards, and then I think they've been playing a little bit better since they started adding him to the lineup.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's I'm just kind of confused that they traded Bagley instead of Wiseman. And I think it's because the Wizards just didn't want Wiseman. I feel like they tried that. But I actually also believe in Bagley. I thought Bagley was pretty damn good for them. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, like yeah, he's like barely in the league, but like he was good for them, man. I
He
don't
was
I don't think Wiseman is a good option. I don't know why they didn't fucking dish Wiseman, but
so like Bagley was solid for the Pistons, but they already have their 2 bigs. They have Duran and they have Isaiah Stewart. I know like Isaiah Stewart's kind of like memed because of when he tried to kill LeBron,
well,
but Isaiah
he
Stewart,
plays the four though. I'm
the
talking
four,
like just strictly fives.
strictly fives. I know sometimes he'll hop into the 5 slot. He is pretty undersized, but it's like sometimes.
Yeah.
But Stewart's pretty damn solid.
Yeah, I like Stewart. He definitely
I
puts in
like
the
Stewart.
effort. He had a fucking game against the Wizards because I
Yes, he
had to
did.
damn near gouge my eyes out watching Detroit, Washington games, but he was a dog, dude. He was getting and ones. He was like hurting people. Like he put 2 people on the floor and they were like game stoppages. Like
What
he's
was his
also an
name?
former Indiana resident. So
Lalamere. Lalamere High School.
shout out Isaiah Stewart,
That's where he went,
dog.
right? Lalamere.
Yeah.
It's where Jaron Jackson went too.
Yeah, that's
Jordan
crazy.
Poole.
Lalamere produces bigs, man.
Jordan Poole.
The only
Jordan
big they didn't
Poole?
have was me.
Jordan Poole went to Indiana? Not, you know what I mean.
No, Lalamere.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did go to Lalamere.
Yeah, they play in that fucking aircraft facility, the aircraft hangar. The gym is sick. For anyone
The
watching this pod, bro, look up La Lemire Gym, high school basketball. playing a fucking aircraft hangar, but they produce so much NBA talent. Underrated school.
Let's grade and rate the Pascal Siakam and Raptors trade with the Pacers.
I'm gonna rate it a B plus. And the reason I'm gonna rate it a B plus is because the Raptors got back 3 picks, but the picks aren't of the best quality. So that's gonna ding it a little bit. But on the same token, Indiana's taking a risk with Siakam because he may not resign. So that's going to be a ding on both sides. Would be an A trade if those picks were great and Siakam was guaranteed to resign, because I think they've both fit. But I'm going to give it a B plus. I think it's a solid trade with a few drawbacks. Bruce Brown is also going to get flipped, so B plus.
I'll go next, I guess. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I'm gonna give it a B minus because I think one team came out. You know what? No, I'm sorry. I changed my mind. B plus. This is pretty even. Basically, my thoughts consisted of the picks are the so it's two 2024 first round picks and then a conditional 2026 first round pick. To me, giving up those picks really didn't mean much to the Pacers because right now they're doing better than they have in previous years and they have a lot of potential even just on that roster. So to me, giving up, two 2024 first round picks, it's like, yes, we could have used those, but at the same time, it just would have been more people filling up our roster. I I do agree with the fact of getting, rid of those to get a player as good as Pascal Siakam, which maybe I'm giving him a little bit too much credit, but he's good. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a B plus because while no one I think sticks out as the clear winner, both teams had to give up stuff. I do think that it's a fairly even trade, and if I had to pick who won, it's difficult to say, which is why I'd say it's a B plus because both teams got something good out of it. Not the best.
I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a B minus trade. Looking at the not the Pistons, Jesus. Looking at the Pacers' point of view, they did go ahead and get their second star, which is good for them. The only reason why I'm giving it a minus is because there still is a chance that Siakam doesn't fit, which obviously wouldn't be good. And there's still a good chance, I'll say, that he doesn't even resign. So if he doesn't resign, then it's an F trade because, you gave up Brown, who's a very good piece for your team, and those picks for nothing at that point. For the Raptors, I think it worked out pretty well for them. They do have first round picks. I know, like we did mention, that it's like the worst of the other teams, the Jazz and the Pacers, but there's diamonds in the rough all the time. The Raptors, I think, I'd say they have a pretty solid draft history. I think they know what they're doing when it comes to the draft, what to look for. And I think they do know like what to look for in their best interest. So I'll rank it for them a B plus. Moving on to further trade talk, especially in the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat are currently shopping Kyle Lowry and Nikola Jovic, and the Atlanta Hawks emerge as the favorite to land Kyle Lowry. This
Cares.
was
Why the fuck do they want him?
This is random because the Hawks, I feel like, don't really know their identity and haven't the past few seasons. I mean, they are literally the most mid team ever. Wins and losses identical for like the past 2 seasons. They have the same amount of wins, same amount of losses. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how you do that. How you're just perfectly mid all the time. Now, adding Kyle Lowry, I don't think is going to take you out of that. He's very old. He doesn't play at the same level that he does anymore. And in acquiring Kyle Lowry, I'm confused on what they're going to give up. Are they planning to send DeJounte to Miami? Could that be something that comes up? I know his name has come up in a lot of Lakers trade talks, but if the Hawks are wanting to land Kyle Lowry, they can't have Lowry, Young, and DeJounte. That's goofy.
I don't even know why they would get Lowry and Young. Like, why? I just don't understand. Maybe just to bring in a veteran, like
having Kyle Lowry and Trae Young in your starting lineup would be like throwing me and Mike in an NBA team starting lineup because we're not going to be able to fucking guard anybody.
But I'll take some charges. I'll be Kyle Lowry.
That'll be so horrible they will give up so many points to opposing teams' point guards. It won't even be funny.
It's just
Lowry
like
was a solid defender, but he doesn't really play much because he's kind of old and he's getting hurt a lot more, and he can't move like he used to. So seeing this, I was really surprised. I mean, especially with Nikola Jovic. I don't know why people are so high on this fucking dude, especially Miami and everyone else and Victor,
All right.
because we haven't seen him.
we know why, Victor, because he's foreign, bro.
Because we haven't seen like Nikola Jovic play at all, like at fucking all. Even like
Oh, he's been playing this season. He started last
okay,
game.
good for him, but like if any player like that comes in with not a lot of hype is gonna thrive in any franchise, it's Miami, and he hasn't yet. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
that's a good
saying?
point. They got Haywood Highsmith
Like
getting minutes. Why can't Jovic get some minutes?
that's
That's a
what I'm
good
saying
point.
because he's not that fucking good. That's why.
I need to watch his damn fucking overseas tape or some shit.
I mean, he's literally. I think he's like 20 years old. I don't even think he's 21 yet. I'm definitely
I'm
being
looking at his
being an idiot right now, but
I'm looking at his profile right now. He's 20 years old. He was born June 9th, 2003. So he's younger than all of us.
Honestly, let's be honest. Who cares about Kyle Lowry going to Atlanta?
I
Yeah.
mean, he's just very old. Like, what's he, 38 now? I think he'll probably be 39 by the end of the season. I'm surprised he's still in the fucking league.
I
Dude,
think
he's
he's
gonna retire.
37.
Let's
Yeah,
be
it's like
honest with you. Why does any team want to trade for fucking Kyle Lowry? He's gonna
yeah,
retire by next season.
I don't know
yeah.
why
He's
the
a
Heat, I don't know
Especially
why
if
the
he
Heat
doesn't get
got him
traded
two,
to a
3 years ago.
contender.
I'm still confused on why the Heat acquired him 2, 3 years ago. Whenever they did, I was saying the same shit 2, 3 years ago when the Heat got him.
Hey, they made
Why?
it. They made a
He
couple
was
finals runs. Come on.
he was needed in those too. Kyle
No,
Lowry
he
was
wasn't.
yeah, you
Don't give
was,
me
dude.
that. Don't give me that bullshit that Kyle Lowry was needing those finals runs because he barely fucking played. I don't want to
Bro,
hear
he
that.
started. What are you talking
Are you
about?
talking
When
about
he
on
when
the
he
Started
wasn't
every game.
hurt, when he wasn't hurt,
I mean,
putting up his measly 6 points.
I feel like if Kyle Lowry got traded to Atlanta, he'd probably retire. Because if you're that old and you're not going to a contender, there's no point in wasting the rest of your career. But also, like, dude, Jovic, like, if Jovic goes to Atlanta, I just don't understand what Atlanta is trying to trade for like forwards for, bro. They have
hey,
so many. They have Sadiq, they have Johnson, they have Bogdan, or I'm sorry, Bogdanovich. They have like, dude, like, why? Why do they want Jovic?
all right,
They
listen.
got Griffin, who damn near runs forward every other game for them. It's so weird.
It seems like their only untouchables are Jalen Johnson and Trey Young, and then who knows if they pair Kyle Lowry with Jovic there, it just doesn't make really much sense. And they fired the head coach, stuff like that, and now they got another coach. So it's just gonna be a little bit until I think Trey Young starts to be on the trade block or something like that.
see,
It's crazy that Quinn Snyder can't even figure this shit out, man.
I really don't see the blame falling on Trey. At least I hope it doesn't. I mean, trust me, I'm the first person to, give him his shit because I like doing it, but realistically, like I don't think it's a Trey issue. I think the league right now, and I've said this before, is obviously very competitive, and a lot of these teams already have people built into them to where right now if your team's if you're like it's almost like if your team is good right now, then fantastic, you're on the average of everyone, and if your team is bad, you're like really fucking bad. And I wouldn't consider the Hawks to be that terrible, but I will say that with what they have, they're just going to stay at where they're at. So there definitely needs to be some big changes, I think, coming, but I wouldn't place the blame on Trey. I think that is just an issue of there's not a lot of players that are willing to move teams and then actually make an impact right now. It's hard, I think.
No, I'm not saying that the blame's on Trey, but I'm saying if it doesn't work out in the next couple of years, I think they're gonna move on from him or he requests a trade.
Can I propose a trade that I've been thinking about for a while on this pod back when we were talking about the Knicks? Can I propose something? What if Julius Randle went to Charlotte?
For what?
What?
Doesn't matter what they give up, but like LaMelo and Julius Randle, are they making a playoff push? Are they going to be a playing team? What if they retain Bridges as well? What if they give up like Rozier and like
And
PJ
then they're
Washington or some shit? I don't know. But what if they somehow get Randall with Bridges and LaMelo?
if
Do you think they're gonna do you think that's gonna work?
with Bridges, I would say a top 7 in the East, maybe a top 5. Without Bridges, I'd say low play in, maybe worse. Probably not
Top
worse though.
5. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I don't think that team would do a damn thing. Like, yeah, they're all good players, but I do not see LaMelo Ball, Julius Randle, and Bridges just working well with each other because Julius Randle, he has Carmelo Anthony syndrome. He has trouble swinging the rock sometimes. And like, I just don't think his play style would fit well at all in Charlotte. Plus, Charlotte is horrible. They have 8 wins right now. So I
Who
don't think adding
does?
Julius.
I'm just
I
trying to
don't
think
think
of something that they could possibly do that might work.
so.
You
I don't
know?
think adding Julius Randle will take them above and beyond, which is where they hope to get.
Well, you got a long fucking way. So you got a
And
long way to go.
plus LaMelo's been injury prone.
Well, they're not gonna get rid of him. You know.
I didn't say that. I said if Randall was to go there.
Well, I mean, yeah, if LaMelo's injury prone and Randall goes there, wouldn't that make them better without LaMelo since he's injury prone?
I still don't think he's gonna do much as like the first option when LaMelo's gone. I mean, I don't see that team doing that well, to be honest with you.
Damn, I might be tripping then. Or maybe
The
I'm
rest of
just so right you guys don't get it yet and it's gonna happen.
no, I think I fully understand what I'm saying and what would happen. But it's just like outside of Melo, Randall, and Bridges, if that team were to come through, the rest of the team is so bad. It doesn't matter who the fuck they have.
Well, I think even with Melo and Bridges now, the whole fucking team is bad. So I think it's still a step forward. I mean, Rozier's having a decent season, but I think
I'm
he's going to get traded by the deadline. So
true, but honestly, I feel like it's not too difficult to step forward from 8 wins almost halfway through the season.
true.
8 wins.
Yeah, we definitely got some shitter teams this year. I can't lie. It's looking pretty bad.
There are some really bad fucking teams.
Not everybody could be good, man.
Clearly.
All right, now we're gonna be doing a segment where I'm gonna be showing you guys an old NBA logo, and you're gonna have to guess what team that is currently now. And here's gonna be the first logo. It's a tough one.
Bulls.
Yeah. Is it
No,
no?
The
no.
fuck you mean no? It's a bull, Victor.
It's literally a fucking bull, man.
Hey, wait till y'all hear this name, and wait till you hear what team it is. It's
I'm gonna go
crazy.
the Clippers. Clippers.
No,
Fuck.
that wasn't a bad guess because of the Braves.
Yeah.
Hawks?
No, dude, think random. Like
I think any team outside the Bulls is pretty fucking random. From
Hornets.
this logo.
Hornets.
No.
Kings.
Wizards.
Canadian
No.
Longhorns.
I'll give you guys
Oh, that's
conference.
Grizzlies. That's
Eastern.
Grizzlies.
Eastern.
Fuck.
No.
Knicks.
No.
Okay, it's somewhere with Buffalo. So Montana,
New York.
Buffalo
Oh, it's
Bills?
got to be New York. Nets. Knicks.
Buffalo.
Not even close, bro.
Is it a Buffalo?
No. I don't even know what
Bucks?
the
Pelicans.
Don't even think no.
So don't pay attention to
All
the
right.
to the logo or the animal on
Don't
the logo.
yeah, don't pay attention to the animal because it doesn't make sense.
Dude, I've Heat.
All right.
Is it a team that is it
No.
a city that currently has a team?
Celtics.
Yes, this team is in the NBA right now, and I'll give you another hint. They are. Hold on, I'm trying to find.
Don't give us the division.
No, I'm not. They are bottom 5.
Pistons.
No,
For all
Raptors?
no,
my
It's got to be the
Apple and-
Hornets.
nope.
Wizards.
Dude, what the
Yes,
fuck?
it's the Wizards.
Okay.
What?
This is the Wizards first logo, it was used from 1961 to 1962. They only used it one season, and they were known as the Chicago Packers.
Chicago Packers. If you told a Bears
Chicago
fan that today, they'd shit themselves.
Chicago Packers. What is
Yes.
their logo? Is this not a bull? What is a Packer?
I don't
Am I
know, man. That's
Look
what
it up.
it is.
for all the Apple and Spotify viewers, we're looking at a fucking orange basketball with a bull on it. And for some reason, this is the Chicago Packers. And it's not the Bulls. They don't become the Bulls. They become the Washington Wizards eventually. So I don't know what to even make of that. I guess like
This is off to a horrible start. I don't even like
upwards
that I
of
got that right.
yeah, I guess upwards of 10 teams and still didn't guess it.
Yeah,
That's
that
that's
was a really
fucked.
hard one. Here's logo number 2.
Oh, this is the Pistons.
No,
Hawks.
no,
Pelicans. Those are only two fucking bird teams I know. And there's a
no,
bird.
no.
It's not gonna be a
Of
bird.
course.
All right,
Yeah, of
I'll
course
give
it's
you
not.
Western Conference.
Mavericks,
No, that was a close guess though.
Ooh, I
Clippers.
like.
Rockets.
No, nope,
What?
Is this the Lakers?
no. Daniel was close when he said Mavericks.
Well, that doesn't.
Oh,
fucking make
Spurs.
sense.
It's the Spurs. It's the
Yeah,
Spurs.
it's
I
it's
forgot about the
Yes.
other.
That's
Let's
so
fucking go.
bogus because Spurs are what you wear on your feet when you ride a horse. That's a bird.
All right,
Well,
for
not
all
at
that
that point. They're probably called the
All right.
fucking San Antonio
for
Spurs.
all the Apple Spotify viewers, we're looking at a fucking blue Tweety bird dribbling a Globetrotters basketball. That's the best
San
way I
Antonio
can describe
Sparrows?
it.
All right. This team was called the Dallas Chaparrals and ABA in 1967 to 1972. The Spurs used this logo.
So I
as
got
their-
the city right.
This is who Dr.
You
J
got
was
the
hooping
state
on.
right.
I said Dallas.
You didn't say Dallas. You said Dallas Mavericks. Oh yeah, they were Dallas. Okay, I get what you're saying. Oh, but it's
Yeah,
the San Antonio
they became the
Spurs, not-
Spurs though. Okay.
That's insane.
See, this is a fluke. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. We're bringing up ABA teams.
Here's gonna be the third logo.
Watch bro pull up the Flint Tropics. Oh, that's
What the fuck?
that's the Pistons. That's the Detroit Pistons. I fucking know this one.
Yeah, that's the Fort Wayne Pistons.
Yeah. I told
They
y'all,
use-
you see, I was ready from the start before we recorded.
They use
You
this
did
logo.
mention Fort Wayne.
They used this logo in BAA from 1948 to 1957.
They're also one of the worst teams of all time. Did you know that?
Really?
I'm pretty sure they had like a 6-win season. Not even
much?
playing.
Something.
For all the Spotify Apple viewers on this one, we were looking at a fucking Tin Man robot straight out of Wizard of Oz dribbling a basketball. The
All right,
Fort Wayne Pistons.
here's gonna be the fourth logo.
Let's see what we got.
Wizards?
No, that's Washington. Oh, well, fuck yeah.
Oh, what I just said. Celtics.
And New York Knicks.
Yep, it's the Knicks.
Oh,
I was gonna say it looks like Thomas Jefferson dribbling a ball. It's got to be an East Coast team.
Yeah, I mean that was a given. He's got
is
the
that
fucking
Mayor
that's-
Giuliani?
because you said you said Boston, and then you said fucking, or before that you said fucking Washington.
All right, the New York Knicks used this logo in the BAA from 1946 to 1963.
Yeah, we got
What were
a
they known as?
we
Their
got a
name?
founding father
The New York Knicks.
fucking hitting a crossover for that one. That's interesting.
Here is the last logo.
Wow.
Wizards.
Nice.
No.
Holy shit. So any team.
Hornets?
No.
This is the New Jersey
Syracuse.
Nets.
Syracuse is in
No, that
Pennsylvania.
wasn't a bad-
Sixers?
Yep, it's the 76ers.
Oh, dude, they literally have jerseys that say Nationals, don't they? Don't they have
Yeah.
throwbacks?
I think so.
They
Or
might.
like a city jersey?
I had no idea. This one was a fucking wild card for me.
The
I
whole
feel like
fucking
I
country
recognize
was on
that.
there.
Or for anybody listening, that was a United States map with Nationals across it with the stripes in the back. And the Syracuse Nationals, known as the 76ers today, use this logo from 1949 to 1962.
Yeah, they have throwback jerseys that say Nats because I used to run those in 2K.
Oh, yes, they do.
They're like
Because I couldn't
orange.
remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember full nationals, but that definitely rings a bell.
Yeah,
I think it was like the first jersey that they gave you in like my team. It was like a
that's
bronze card.
crazy. I considered putting that in my drop the mic too, but honestly, bro, they look fucking terrible. They're fucking awful looking jerseys.
So what was the score, Victor?
I think you might have won the most.
I won 2. That's it. That's
Yeah, I
funny.
think Daniel got 2 and me and Kev got 1.
Well, there was 5 of them I showed.
We didn't get the first one. No one did. I don't think.
Kevin
I
got it.
did.
No, Kevin got the first one.
What was this? Kevin might have gotten 2, low key.
Who got the Tweety Bird one? What team was that?
Oh, no one. I don't think anyone got that one.
You got it because you said Spurs.
Ah, okay, so I got 2. So because I got the Fort Wayne Pistons as well.
All right, and as added bonus to the NBA logos, we're going to be reacting to the new All-Star jerseys for the 2023-2024 season. And here they are.
I'm actually excited as fuck.
Well,
Are they bad? They can't be as bad as like COVID, where they were like bright yellow.
Well, it's Eastern and Western Conference, so we got to remember that.
Oh, I think I have seen these. I fuck with those, bro. I kind of like those.
Yeah, I kind of
they
like
just
them
like
too.
Ooh,
they like don't even say East or West on them. Like I understand it's like notoriously known red is West, blue is East, but like that plain ass logo in the middle of the jersey.
I'm not gonna lie. It all depends on court. It all depends to me on what type of court they play on, because this kind of gives me like a throwback feel to it. The crimson, the cream, the the really dark navy blue with like the I don't even know what color that would be, like a dark again crimson color, like purple almost. I like that, honestly. But again, it just comes down to me what kind of court they play on. If it's some bright ass, play in tournament type of thing, or not play in tournament, in season tournament type of court, then throw it in the trash. But if this gets played on a nice court, I think I'm 100% in. I like these, honestly.
as a former drop the mic jersey enthusiast, that red, I was really fucking with the West. I was fucking with the West. I don't like that each jersey has the other team's color in the middle of the stripe because then they just look like Sixers jerseys to me. But I liked the like dark red, like magenta with the bright red stripes. I think those were sick. But the blue, man, I don't like the like classic old looking blue. I feel like it looks like gray. I like how it looks on the red. I don't like the blue ones. But yeah, Kevin made a good point about them saying just like all-star. Like, bro, that takes so much away. Like this is like notorious for being Eastern Western to the point where
Yeah.
you literally brought back East and West. Put them on the fucking jersey, man.
And
Like
they
what
don't
are,
even put it on the jersey.
yeah, like why are we trying to be different, bro? Like everyone
Is it?
fuck with the red and blue East West jerseys.
Do you
Like,
think it's
what are we doing?
100% that they're not gonna put that on there, or do you think it's just for now?
Nah, these are the jerseys, fool.
No, these
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 are it.
are these are it. I don't mind the star. I don't know. It's just like I wish it said like Indy or something. Like they always have the All-Star logos with like the city name like built in. They have like city elements in like the logo. I feel like that would be cooler, but that's just me. I don't know why they don't incorporate those.
I like the pinstripe idea though.
I do too.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Pinstripe, yeah, can't go wrong.
I don't think it's a bad idea, but I think everybody's gonna hate the jerseys until they go back to wearing their own jerseys at All-Star games.
Dude, am I the only one who like doesn't like that?
I
I don't
don't like that either.
I don't like when they're home in like away jerseys and they're all different.
Yeah, I think that's whack. Like if you do an All Star game, there should be specialty jerseys for it.
Yeah. I
And
still
we've
think
seen.
the mint green ones are the goats. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we've seen fire All Star jerseys in the past, and then like everything that Adam Silver's been cooking this year, and just the way that the NBA has just been doing so good. Like this is what you did for the jerseys.
Yeah.
Couldn't even put the regions, the conferences on the goddamn jersey.
It's just like
I,
weird, bro.
Maybe
I
he's
think
I
cooking
do
something up
not
for the finals.
I don't
I
love
do
these.
not like the blue ones, bro. The blue ones I think are ugly. I do
Re-
like
I,
the
I
red ones.
I like the blue ones more than the red ones.
Damn. I don't know. I feel like the red just matches more. Like the classic blue looks too gray. Like I can't really tell it's blue.
I
I
will
don't
say
know.
the Sixers comment that you made is accurate. It does give me the impression maybe that it is like a vintage Sixers jersey.
Especially like right after looking at those like Nat jerseys, like they literally look like those. They look exactly like the red one, which is so weird. But yeah, that's my opinion.
I think one of the best All-Star jerseys was the Toronto ones. Those ones were
Yeah,
sick.
those were
Which ones were those?
That was like 2016. I think that was like Kobe's last All-Star game.
Yeah, yeah.
those
Or a couple, I think it was like 2012 when LeBron was on the Heat. They had some nice red and blue ones. Those were sick.
Yeah, those were hard too.
yeah. See, it's cool they went back to the red and blue idea, East West.
Yeah,
But I was very underwhelmed when I saw these for the first time the other day. I was like, really?
yeah. The more I look at them, the more I dislike them. I'm gonna be honest. First
Yeah,
impression
see?
was good, but now I'm looking at them, they're fading quick. I
Now you
hate the
look
blue ones. I hate the blue
now,
ones.
now you look at it and discuss it and you're like, okay, maybe these are kind of ass.
Yeah. I hate that the stripe is the other team's color. I hate
Yeah,
that.
no, it's dumb. But what is fire is at the Indianapolis National Airport put the All-Star court in the airport. Did y'all see that?
No, that's badass.
I
Yeah.
did see that.
In the middle of the airport, there's the court with hoops. The All-Star court. So
No
imagine,
basketball.
Holy
oh yeah,
shit.
that's a hazard, You're about to hop on your flight to St. Louis and you bust your Achilles.
Fucking grandma
Hey,
gets fucking yammed on from behind
you want to hear the kicker
from
though?
Nas Reed.
Bro tears his ACL shooting a three.
You want to hear the kicker about that court though? It's a
Yeah.
display. You can't actually play. They put lids on the rim and they have like that security thing like when you go to a movie theater, you know how the line or whatever. I
Yeah.
forget
I
what
mean,
that thing is called.
What's
it
the
makes sense. I
importance?
wouldn't expect you to be able to play on him.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Bro,
I'd pull up.
some guy traveled, I think like 7 hours just to go to that court to play basketball. He brought his basketball, and he ended up finding out that the lids were on the rim.
Bro,
That's
that's
his
his
fault.
that's his
That's his
own
fault.
That's
fault,
that's
bro.
just
Why would you
what
ever do that?
That's so
what
fucking stupid.
what big ass man child traveled to Indianapolis to play on a airport basketball court.
Yeah, that's honestly just fucking stupid. I can't really say I feel bad. That's absurdly dumb.
I don't feel bad.
Hey, what year was it when they did just black and white with their logos? I think that was 2018 or 2019. Those were probably the best All-Star jerseys I've seen.
I mean, the
Those were
fact
so
that Blake
fire.
Griffin and Kemba Walker are all stars definitely wasn't
That's
reason.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'd say probably like 2018.
Where was
Probably
Blake
late
at that point?
Pistons Blake.
Daniel, I just pulled up the All-Star jerseys.
Yeah,
You like
because
those ones for real?
he has a Pistons logo on him. And Chris Paul, or I'm sorry, Kemba Walker has a Hornets logo. So it's
It's just
probably 2019.
it's just so simple because it combines every element that you would want in a jersey. It shows the only thing else that it could have added was East or West, but it's kind of self-evident by the logos. I just think it's cool that they had the representation on all of them while at the same time still showing, left and right. I guess
Yeah.
because at this point I don't think it was East and West. I think it was
Final
It
verdict.
was the playground. I think the
Final
only
verdict. This is 2018. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say the only way I would have liked these jerseys if they had the East blue and the West red.
mm,
I
I
I
think
don't
it
I
know.
has
think
to
it
I
would
be
have
kind
been
of
black and
sick.
white.
I kind of like the neutral colors though, because they got the red, white, and blue stripes, which I think is kind of a cool hit. Obviously, blue and red would be better, but I don't think these are bad by any means.
I didn't even agree that it's better. I think or I don't agree that red would look better. I think this looks fine. I think it looks good.
All right, that is going to be an end of Good Morning Let's Basketball. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for the support we've been getting. We're kicking off the new year right, and we're trying to hit that goal of 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So make sure to share us with a friend. Make sure to check out our socials on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we'll catch you guys next week.